Okay.
It's high tech.
I know. Hey, what's going on, Kickballers? We are live at the Jazz House, 926 and a half Massachusetts Street. I am your host, CJ Cobra Kai, along with Jason Cougar Huang.
Who are you? You're the new host?
I think so.
Okay.
Ben Hutnick.
Yo.
You got Rob Z over there from Love
Z
Garden.
Nasty, ZZ.
And Matt Papa Pryor.
Hello.
And our special guest tonight.
And today's sponsor.
Yes,
My boss.
Nick Lerner.
Thanks for having me.
Your tech-savvy realtor.
Yes.
Not an idiot.
Let's not do that. Let's not do
that one.
idiot.
Yeah,
Okay.
no.
That's strictly
Nick
Mick
Lerner,
Cotton.
McGrew Real Estate, NicholasLerner.com. Winner of Best of Lawrence Realtor 2015. Fingers crossed for 2016. All right. you have anything to say?
Just want to say I like what you guys do. I'm happy to be supporting the league, and I'm thankful to. Thank you all for having me here tonight. I'm a proud sponsor of the podcast and a weekly listener.
All right. So, getting into it, we got to take care of a little house cleaning here. Pick up and drop off info. People, please be to the shed. Wait, no. Where's pick up and drop off at?
Pickups at the shed, the new shed.
The new shed, which is the Art Emergency Warehouse, which is just down the road from Hobbs Park, 721 East 9th Street. Please be there by 4:30 to pick up your stuff. Mm-hmm. Everyone did great, apparently.
Okay.
I was
Week
early. I know.
That's not the kind of thing you want to brag about.
Yeah, I know. Jeez, Coop. We have the cleanup schedule for week 2, which is Leeway Franks, Liberty Hall late fees, Screamers, and Channel 6. So be there, guys, after the game. Also, cans for the community, please. Obviously, it's in the name. Cans only. Guys, come on.
Yeah.
So-
No kidding.
Please bring
Yeah.
cans. We don't recycle anything else other than cans.
Yes.
So quit giving us stink eye
Too
when
much
you bring your
broken
glass
glass
up
over
to
there.
we have to
Oh.
put it in the trash.
Yes.
Suck picking that up.
We do need scoreboard volunteers. Lots of weeks are still open. If you are interested in doing that, contact Ben Wright. And then food vendors. If you have any charities or any small businesses that want to host cooking food, please hit up Matt Pryor.
That's me.
All right. So let's get into it. Let's get into the games here, people.
Yay, the boring part's over.
Oh shit! I got to pull up the scores here, which we don't have Wi-Fi for. So
Man, you
it'll
are
be
just
a second.
on point.
Hey,
Nothing
hey,
is not
man.
well prepared.
Yeah.
It's all right.
You know, Erin always had the scores when she was in
Yeah,
charge.
you know what? Aaron's not here anymore.
Erin's right there.
Not on the podcast anymore, at least. Yeah, the Wi-Fi issues are not helping out here.
Real? No. These are just my notes.
Okay.
I have the score sheets.
Okay.
Okay. Cool.
I do.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay, I'd rather go down the. Oh my goodness! Come on, please.
Not that
people.
they'll
Thank you, Chelsea.
Can we get?
Did everybody have good games on Sunday? I'm stalling.
Yeah.
My team, not so good. No.
My team.
Did everybody
okay.
have fun?
It was fun. Yeah.
All right.
hella good time.
It's right here.
No, I'd rather go down the.
Oh, okay.
That's all I got.
Okay. Well, I
Got
got it
him?
right here. Happy shirt, Das Boots.
Happy shirt, Das Boot. 10-7 happy shirt. Anybody got any insight on this game?
I rep this one. Really good
Okay.
game. Happy Shirt went up early and was ahead for most of the game.
Okay.
Das Boot came all the way back, and I think they got within 1 in the late innings.
Okay.
And then Happy Shirt did what Happy Shirt does and put 4 on him and put it away, basically. They put 4 on him and then went 1, 2, 3 in the bottom of the last inning.
Okay.
But both teams look really good. I don't know if I'd say maybe it was partially opening week or whatever, but Das Boot looked like they came to play.
Phone's ringing.
I knew that Happy Shore was missing a couple of people there. They were missing, three. They're missing Andy Dalton, their captain. They're missing Mike Phelps and Kayla Schiller, all in Mexico. And Tyler was going to go to Mexico, but instead he's like, nope, kickball. But you know what? I know him for the past 13 summers. I wouldn't have any other way with Tyler. He's great. So
I believe Tyler would miss his own wedding for a kickball game.
no, it's not a wedding. It's just a vacation in Mexico.
No, I know.
Oh, when, oh, I know he would. I know
he
he
would miss his own wedding for kickball.
We know where his towel is.
Oh, jeez, that's nice, Rob. So yeah, it's a nice competitive game for Das Boot against Happy Shirt. Of course, Maine knows their history. Only loss ever by Happy Shirt and ranked play was the Das Boot in 2010, 2012, I think, like that.
Yeah.
So not again here for Happy Shirt. So.
And you never know because they did turn it on at the very end when they had to. But this game was a lot closer than the final score indicated in a lot of other ways. They could have been down going into later innings because there were a lot of close calls in this game.
Yeah. So.
All right.
Okay. Next game. Red Lion, 17. Bagels, 3. Ouch.
Oh my
Jeez.
gosh.
Wow.
Ben?
It could have been worse.
From what I hear, you guys were playing like 4 or 5 ladies at a time.
When we got up a bit, we played mostly ladies in the outfield, and we're kind of messing around, trying different positions and things like that. The Bagels have, I think most of it was Ben isn't super familiar with the team yet, and they have almost all new people. So it was pretty clear that they had people playing out of where their ultimate positions will be, and there were other little things like some of the strategy was beyond them. People were trying to hero throw in situations where they shouldn't have been, not recognizing the situation when you should be turning and throwing to the advancing base and didn't. But they do have some kids on there that can kick, and they do have some kids with arms. So I think when he gets the fielding thing straightened out, they're probably going to win a couple in division play.
Okay. That's cool.
I mean,
All right.
do you see?
I mean,
Good talk, Ben.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, do you see Bagels being a threat to me in be a 2 or 3 seed, or it's basically more time to develop, or more like a 4 or 5?
Unless he gets it put together quick, I think it'd be hard to see him beating Corksuckers or Free State.
Or Free State, yeah.
So I'm thinking like best case scenario, probably a 4.
Yeah. Not by that. So.
All right.
What's
Next
next?
game. Growlers, 22. Sword, 2.
Ow.
Youch.
Well, I mean.
Cougars predictions on Sword.
I mean,
all
Sacred
came
Sword.
through.
They're just a shell of themselves. They're not. I'm sorry. They have declined for the past 4 or 5 seasons. They've never been the same since you left, CJ. So. You
Okay.
ref that game.
Get on the mic.
Come on down.
Okay, so I ref that game, and Sacred Sword was dispirited, and I know that they're better than that, and I don't know if they'd had any practices at all, so we have high hopes for Sacred Sword. Free State, on the other hand, those guys played very, very well. They were hitting line drives in the holes. So Free State's not the easy rollover that they used to be. Trust me on this one, guys. Sacred Sword probably made 273 errors.
You
And
counted?
so-
You actually counted, Rick?
I think that was right.
Okay.
Maybe 272. It sure felt like a lot. And so that will always doom you in a kickball game. And the Growlers had their share of errors, but when they get starting to kick their line drives and just hitting them in the gaps, and they've got a bunch of gap kickers, they're going to be really, really tough to beat.
Thanks, Rick.
Thanks, Rick.
Thanks, Rick.
It looked like the game started.
Once again, thanks to the Jazz House. Rick's
Yeah.
Jazz House for letting us do the podcast here.
Yeah, give him props.
It looked like this game started pretty close, but then from the 5th through the 7th innings, the 1 through 6 batters combined to score 15 runs.
Wow.
Hard to win that.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
All right.
Okay, next game. Muddy Waters, 31.
Oh, gosh.
Homies, 8.
Here's what happened. 8 runs. No, I agree. 8 runs. It's a miracle we got 8 runs there. It was 7-7. How I don't know. By the 6th inning, it was a miracle that we were actually up 7-6 at one point, and then they kicked out order, which I'm still not happy about in the 6th inning, And the shit really hits the fan when they outscored us 24-1 the last 3 innings. I felt like Ricky Vaughn in Major League, where all the balls would come over me like this, and so forth.
No
where
one
I was
can
just
see
being
you
punch
on the
drunk.
podcast.
Nobody can see it there. It's
Yeah.
over my head, to my left, right. I just got punch drunk, thinking I was basically dead. So I was just like, so it was tough for the homies the last 3 innings there. And Bridget's right there. I'm sure she was kind of like, damn it. Well, I don't know what she was thinking. So, but anyways, yeah. But it was fun. It's some positives there for the homies, new players, some good talent, some potential. See how they go. The Muddy Water Studio. Look, they're a really good team. They're talented. They're always going to be up there, one of the more talented teams. Of course, I pick on the weaklings like my team. The only question is against the real teams, like coming up against Chalmers, is how are they going to perform? How are they going to do? So, them Flexor Muxlo's great, but we'll see how it goes next week. So, so.
Not bitter at all.
No, I'm not bitter at all. No, I'm not bitter at all. It's just it is what it is. They're really, really good, and they really were on fire, just kicking wherever they want to. And I saw it there. I was like, yep, that's what happened. So that's game.
From what I saw from the score sheets, you guys put on a good show through 4. You were
We did, yeah.
up a run after 4, right?
Yeah,
it was-
I don't know how, but we did. Yeah.
Yeah,
In fact,
7-7.
7-7. Yeah. In fact, 4 of those runs we stole because we were cowboying up, running where we should have been like, what the hell are you guys doing? And they missed throws, and they were running around the bases and got those runs. We stole 4 runs that should not have been there. So.
I like to picture you as like Hodor when stuff like that happens.
What's that?
You're just standing in the corner saying, Cougar.
Like Hodor? Is that what you said?
Yeah, like Hodor. Cougar.
Cougar.
A couple other notes I had. Talk about hitting a man when he's down. It looked like it was 22-7 entering the top of the 9th, and then they scored 9 runs.
9
in the
runs.
top of the
They
9th.
9 runs.
They did. Yeah, they did.
No
They
mercy.
batted around.
They batted around. They were on fire, just beating all over the outfield there, and they were basically run ragged. It was. I was like,
The score sheet had to add an extra column just to fit the batting around.
that's
Okay.
what my pitching is good for. Extra columns for pitching. Yeah.
Okay, in the notes, it says Cougar only said damn it 3 times. During
True.
that 24-1 run, I'm surprised you only said it 3 times.
I'm surprised too. All I did was just stare up in the sky, going, yeah.
Looking like Jim Boeheim.
Look at Jim Boeheim like this. Like,
Side
Jim
note,
Boeheim
in
face.
advance of us talking about best offensive players, Travis from Muddy Waters was 7
Travis
for
Lowry,
7
yeah.
in this game.
woo! What's that?
Yeah.
You scored 7?
Wow.
He was 7 for 7.
What's the league record for most runs by a single kicker in a game?
It's got to be close because
This is
we've
come on,
never
you
hit
stat
40.
nerds. This is the kind
I
of
was
shit
probably
you're
the
supposed to know.
opposing
We'd have to
pitcher.
go back to look at the
was probably
score
over
sheets
pitcher.
from years before.
So,
All right.
Yeah, that's crazy. All
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Woost, 26. Grandstand, 2. Anyone
I
got
ref-
any insight on this game?
I ref this game.
Okay.
I mean, really, it's just typical Woos. They'll go to grandstand. Yeah, for some reason, it was like quasi-close, like 5-0 and 7-1, and then, well, things didn't go well for grandstand. So, no, they kicked around. That's pretty much what it was. Grandstand. It looks like a bunch of new players, so it's going to take some time for them. And whether a grandstand will come out of the cellar in that division, I don't know. Time will tell. Good addition there by Woost of David Owens from the Rockets. So that's really going to help out, Woost in the future. But
That's a
just
big pickup.
It's just your ho hum, typical, Woost, bludgeoning, grandstand glass kickers.
Okay.
That's all.
Your standard bludgeoning?
Standard bludgeoning, yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I would know. I was,
Okay.
like
Not
last
to be
game.
outdone by Travis from Muddy Waters, Dan Malgo was 6 for 6 in this one with 3 triples and a double.
It's a typical day in the office for Dan Malcolm. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Well, it's
Next,
true.
Walking
next
apart for Dan.
game. Leafy Greens 4, Rockets 23.
Welcome to the league, Leafy Greens. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyone? Stacy, did you ref
they
this
scored
game?
4,
Yeah,
you're
they
right.
scored
Megan.
4.
Yeah. So, who wants to come up?
Did you make?
Yeah,
Do you
come
have
on
anything,
down.
Stacy?
She refed. Yeah, come on down.
Yeah, come on down.
Summertime Stacy.
You know something, Stacy.
Well, I mean, I don't. They had a few good plays.
Who?
Leafy Greens.
Leafy Greens?
Yeah. Yeah, their center fielder was like amazing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Multiple diving catches.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Some amazing catches out there, but they'll get it together.
Well, and it sounds like they had a good time too. Talk to him afterwards, and it's like, even though if you're gonna get pummeled, you got to at least have a good time doing it.
Yeah, they seem to be having fun. So.
Good.
That's good.
Yeah.
Good.
And the Rockets were nice.
They're always nice. So.
Yeah.
Ish.
Actually, Stacy,
Stacy.
you can stay up there because we're going to talk about the next game, which is Chalmers' 17, Harpies 3.
Harpy scored 3 runs, which by Harpy rules means we win. No shutout.
I actually think this was our best opening game so far.
Is it?
Ever, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think last year it was like 30-something to like 2, so.
Oh, yeah, then-
17 to 3, I'll take it. And it was fun. We had a good time,
So.
Okay.
good.
so.
Well, it seems like Grant's in charge now. He's like yelling at us.
He was
We're
bossy.
like, fuck you, you're 21, leave me alone.
You know what, though? He made some changes. He made some changes in the 3rd inning, and after, I think they got most of their runs in
Yeah.
the first 2 innings, and then after that, with the changes he made, they were kicking away, so we were missing several outfielders, and Grant made some changes, and then we held him after that.
Good.
Not,
Nice.
completely holding him.
Hey, Stacy, did Grant yell at you?
No,
No? Okay, that's
not,
good.
not that day, no.
No, okay.
It will come.
It will come. Uh-oh. I want to see the video for that. So.
This is the New Age Harpies corollary. So if you hold the opposing team to fewer runs than the age of your youngest player, it's a moral victory.
I just always say if we're playing a team that's really good and we don't get shut out, then I'm stoked on that. So it was fun.
right.
They're fun. As far as the better teams in the league, they're certainly one of the funner ones to play if you're just gonna dick around. So
Definitely.
So.
All right, next game, Johnny's Tavern versus Screamers, 4-8. Screamers won.
I did not see this coming.
I called it.
I
called it.
I don't know how this. I don't know.
this is Cougar. Is this your upset of the week?
No, I picked
You
Johnny's
picked-
to win.
You picked
no,
Johnny's.
No, I picked Johnny's to win.
Everyone on the panel except me picked. No.
Check the tape.
Yeah, we
There,
got to go
Scott.
check the tape
Check
on
the
that.
tape.
Because they egged his car afterward.
Anyone want to come and talk about that?
Tim,
Tim,
come
come
up.
on.
Get up here. As your former captain, get your butt up here.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was pretty obvious it was our first game. We had a lot of new people out there.
Yeah.
A lot of, new player mistakes happened. Missed a couple of good plays just because people didn't know where to throw the ball after they made a catch to keep the runner from advancing. And then there were a couple of just, wow, how did that person get out on that play?
There's several of those.
Yeah.
I officiated that game, and it was a little bit wacky at times
Yeah.
about the coincidental nature, I guess, of how immediate the play came to hold versus the ball coming in. There were some very close plays and some very wacky plays. A lot of deflections for an out, which I think that's the most number of deflections I've officiated in a single game ever in my life for outs.
Really? Is that right?
Yeah. A lot of first base plays where the first baseman would, quote, catch it, and then it would come off his foot and coincidentally hit the runner going to first base.
That's not a skill move?
Hell?
No skill moves there.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
And also, speaking of, I would just want to warn all the upcoming teams that are going to play against us, just watch out for Lauren, because she will run you over.
Boom.
She's ready,
Who run you
and
over?
she'll knock you over.
Who will?
Lauren.
Oh. Noted.
Hi, Lauren, don't hurt us.
Please. I'm fragile.
Lauren was involved in a unfortunate collision at first base where both players, Lauren was running to first base pell-mell, and their first baseman, who was playing first base for his first time ever, was attempting to make a play, kind of fumbling with the ball. The ball, once again, coincidentally hit off him and hit her, and then there was a collision directly after the out, which is unfortunate. We always try to avoid that. and he was instructed to try to avoid that. I think he just was a little antsy in his maneuvers. Once again, crazy deflection play. I don't see how this pinball action can happen.
I think it had happened to you as first base ref, I guess. With these crazy deflections, I guess.
I'm glad I was there to ref it,
Yeah?
honestly. Yep.
Yeah.
They're very close plays.
Yeah.
Okay, next game.
Thank
Holcomb
you,
left.
thank you, Tim. Thank you,
Tim.
Tim.
Holcomb left, 7 o'clock. Poshwash, 0. Squids, 12.
Did not call a shutout. No.
Z, you obviously played in this game.
I did.
What's up?
Aaron, would you like to come up and comment, or just? No, we progressively kind of put down the gas on them. I will give their credit, like they got a lot of base runners on, and we were just able to stifle down the D with runners on, sometimes with 0 outs. You guys put on first inning, you put 2 runners on us, and we were able to shut it down, but it just was a combination between stifling D and tenaciousness. Sometimes you guys had some just ill-placed kicks. That always happens.
It was a good game. You guys played really well. There was a couple calls that made me angry, but that happens in every game. Everybody's going to say that. You had bad calls, I had bad calls. So.
Yep.
But it was a good game.
Yeah,
I thought
it
it
was
was
a
really
very
fun.
good game.
Everyone
Yep.
had amazing attitudes, which I can't say for every game I saw
Exactly.
on Sunday.
At the end of the day, you want to come away with that. We all had fun.
Cheers, sir.
Great.
All right, awesome.
Poshwash plays with puppy love.
Holcomb right, 5 o'clock. Rats, 4. Channel 6, 21. Anyone see this game?
No.
I'm not surprised at the result. You know.
Neither am I.
No.
I got a couple of notes from, I got a note from Cosgrove saying that it's the best gap kicking he's ever seen until game of the week. That's his words, not mine.
Or until the next time
Diana?
he stands in front
All
of
right, here we go.
Okay.
Hi, I helped ref that game with the Cottons. By the way, love reffing with the Cottons.
Yes,
One
they're
of my
good.
favorite couples in the league. And I will let you know that whole game, not a single foul call was left unnoticed due to Mick Cotton's ability to let us all know when there's a foul
I can't
ball
do it.
kicked.
I can't do it.
No, I will say I know the score wasn't really reflective of how the game felt. I'll say, the Rats, it felt like they were in it a lot of the game. And they had some good plays, and then they just had some bad plays. Once they start scoring, Channel 6 started scoring, it kind of just snowballed a little bit. But overall, I wouldn't count the Rats out this season by any means.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
definitely.
you could tell some of them were dusting off their cleats, but I wouldn't count them out because they had some good kicks, good plays. Channel 6 just had a little bit more of that very strategic kicking that helped them get that score up there. But overall, both teams are really nice, really awesome. Channel 6, I think, is going to be a great team this year, but don't count out the Rats.
All right.
Nice.
Good to hear.
Thanks, Kamish.
There was a little bit of piling on here. It looks like
Yeah.
they scored enough to win by the 3rd, but they scored more than a third of their runs on the bottom of the 8th.
Yeah.
So final score, no.
Yeah. Another thing
pretty rough.
Seth has been dealing with was he had a little bit of turnover this year, and props to him for getting some people out there and getting some rooks out there to actually come and maintain the campaign against Channel 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, moving on to the Holcomb Ride game at 7 o'clock. Liberty Hall late fee, 7. Ghosts, 8.
Walk off.
Yeah, it's a walk-off.
Big time.
Diana, should we come on?
Diana, you want to
Diana,
talk about
come
this
back
game?
up.
Or you can just send Mike up, too.
Now
He's
this,
spoken
this
to
The mic over
passionate
there.
when-
He can talk to.
now that we're talking about her game, it's gonna be like, suck it, Cottons.
I can't tell you how many times I got so mad at Robin for getting on base. That girl cannot not make it to first when she kicks. She is amazing. I hate her.
the truth shall set you free.
It was really fun,
Yeah.
and I know Liberty Hall is always most fun wins. I like to think that we're a really fun team to play as well. Definitely good spirits, definitely a tight game. And then we just ended up really putting our heads down and using some more strategic kicks there to get the win in the end. But it could have been anyone's game, really. So
Yeah.
we were breaking in some new players as well, so that was always fun too, just seeing some new blood out there.
From the way it looks on the books, it looked like it was kind of a defensive battle for quite a bit of the way. There were only a couple innings where you guys scored a bunch. Do you have any commentary on that? As Scott whispers gently into her ear.
Yeah, no, it was good. And the one thing I was most proud about in that last inning was that our winning kick was made by a lady and our winning run was scored by a lady.
Hell yeah.
So we
there
had
you go.
the lady
Awesome. There you go.
bookend.
Shout out to the ladies.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah,
On
good
that
deal.
note.
Looks like a fourth of the innings were 1, 2, 3.
Really?
That's a lot of D.
Yeah, a lot of
1,
hot
2, 3,
D
1,
there.
2.
A lot of hot D.
No, I mean total innings. So if you figure 18 half innings, a fourth of them.
So 4.
All right.
There you go.
All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Holcomb Gold, 5 o'clock. Asteroid Head, 8. Where's My Pitches, 11. Anybody see this game at all?
No, I got notes on it.
All right, let's hear them.
All
Let's hear
right.
the notes.
So, Where's My Pitches scored 2 in the bottom of the 6th to tie it at 5 apiece. Then Asteroid Head scored 1 in the 7th to take the lead. Then in the 8th, Asteroid Head went 3 up, 3 down, and Where's My Pitches scored 6 with 2 outs.
Wow,
Wow,
that's
let's
a
see
rally
how
right
rally
there.
is. Wow.
That'll
Including
look
4
to a
doubles and had all 9 people get on base. So they just annihilated him in that inning.
Wow.
And that was pretty much the game.
All right.
It's a lot about closure.
Yeah.
Got to bring it all 9 innings.
Yep.
All right, next game. Holcomb Golds. Okay.
Where's My Pitches had chanting that you could hear all the way across Holcomb. It was amazing. I think that their team spirit helped them with that game. FYI.
Okay.
Really? Cool.
There's my pitches.
All right. Next game. Repetition copy, 0. Corksuckers, 13.
Another shutout? Wow.
Another shutout.
Did not
Yeah.
call this one.
Yeah.
Did not call this one, so.
Anybody got any notes on this one?
Ben from Corksuckers throwing his hat into the ring for best offensive player, 5 for 5, 3 runs, and although they weren't marked on the sheet, I don't think, it looked like probably a bunch of runs kicked in as well.
Okay. That it?
We got maybe to be expected, I suppose, but Corksuckers scored in every inning except for the 7th. Repetition got held down pretty much the entire game. They only had 8 men on total through the 8th inning. They didn't reach third
That's
until
it?
the 8th. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Didn't reach third base until the 8th.
Wow.
Looks like they only had more than 1 man on in 1 inning in the 5th and promptly got doubled up.
That's not cool.
Jesus.
So the 2 through 4 kickers, so the meat in there, combined 0 for 9.
Good.
So kind of a good old-fashioned ass kicking, but hope
Got
for
to
the
start
future.
somewhere.
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
Yeah.
Nowhere to go but up.
Yeah, exactly.
Once again, Tenacious D.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, Holcomb Red, 5 o'clock. Hertz Donut D Holes, 18. Brewballers, 0.
I call that shutout.
Boom!
Another shutout. Why didn't
Yeah.
you call our shutout?
Man, there are a lot of
I called
shutouts this
it.
week.
Nostradamus Cougar over here.
That's right.
Coog Stradamus.
Yes, very much so. Anybody got any notes? All right.
I think
No, Alex, you want to talk? Or Aries here?
You
Yeah.
guys want to talk?
Somebody
Come on,
come up
don't
and
be
holler
shy.
real quick.
Okay,
All
okay.
right, we'll go to the next
Come on
game,
down.
which is
All right.
Merchants of Death 2, Kansas Tree Care 9.
How was that a close game?
It was. Actually, Merchants came out, took the lead first.
Yeah, 2-0, first inning.
Yeah, first inning, put their, I think their lead guys on and scored them. Actually, fairly simply. KTC's defense just eventually just locked them down. There were a lot of pop-up bunts by the top of the lineup from Merchants, unfortunately. Just trying to get people back on base. It was like the 5th inning. I think it was 3-2 KTC. Maybe it was the 6th inning. There was a little blooper over to right field that Bryce on Merchants tried to lay out for and didn't get it and ended up giving KTC all their momentum. Until that point, Merchants was with them swing for swing. They were primed to be able to take the lead several times. They got people on base. They look very, very solid defensively. Merchants, if they sort out their offensive game, they'll be a pretty decent mid-range force. But defensively, they hung in there with KTC.
That was a sweet backhanded compliment, by the way.
What?
That was a sweet backhanded compliment.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know all of them. They're all good people. So,
Yeah.
oh, yeah. Derek Davis had no pop-ups.
What?
Congratulations, Derek.
What is going on in this
For
world?
the first time in his career.
He predicted a Screamers win, and he didn't
ribbon.
pop up.
He didn't pop up. How about that?
Probably just end it right now, Derek.
Best week ever
Yeah, you
for
just-
Derek Davis, KV Kill history.
Hang him up, man. Hang him up.
All right.
All right, Hobbs, undercard for game of the week, 7 o'clock. Goats, 25. Leeway Franks, 7.
Sea goats.
Sea Goats.
Scott, you want to talk about it?
Come on.
Come on down.
Come on, Scott. Come up and tell us
Get
if you
up
can
here,
get milk
Scott.
from a
Well,
sea
no,
goat.
he's loud enough. He can just stay in his seat.
I will say Leeway Franks, they played, if they would have kicked the way they did after the 5th inning, they would have scored at least 5 more runs on us. They kicked it really good after the 5th. We just brought our, we ran. Took extra bases. Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely there was some really good kicking. I don't know, do you know her name? Deja. Yeah, she burned our outfield once and kicked it in the gap that went past our outfield another time. At least one time, maybe even another time.
She got a triple on that, it looks like.
She burns you here.
Burnt
I'm
you
not
here
calling
for
out
a
people.
triple.
Oh, yeah, you were watching the whole game. What do you got?
I think I heard somebody say, it's a girl, move up.
Oh, no.
From the
Oh, no,
Ghost?
he didn't.
No way.
Oh, no,
Shots
he didn't.
Oh, man.
No, I mean, really, the Goats, we just kicked good the whole time. I mean, pretty much the whole time. And they maybe dropped a few balls they shouldn't have. But, I mean, I wouldn't, whether they're in, like, whatever pool they end up in, they're going to be a tough out for whoever's pool they're in. They're going to do good. I have a really good feeling about that team. So.
All right. Awesome.
Everybody likes a hot dog.
Yeah.
I agree.
All right.
The big ticket.
The big ticket, yeah. Hobbs Park, 9 o'clock. Wildman Attack Force, 27. Los Matadores, 4.
This wasn't
Jesus.
wasn't a long game.
You're welcome.
It wasn't quite as close as I expected it to be.
Same, man. I thought it was gonna be a lot closer than it was. We kicked really well. We're able to take advantage of the fact that they had 6 new players. Our new players really fit in well and kicked really well, so that helped out. And we had some killer 2-out rallies, so that definitely helped the scoring. Okay. Anybody else? We cool?
Why did you score 30?
Because we didn't have to score 30.
Because they stopped bunting only when they were 21 up.
Yeah.
That magical voice you just heard is Nick Lerner to this week's sponsor.
Yeah.
Tech savvy and sexy as hell.
NicholasLerner.com.
If you need to sell a house or buy a house, this is the guy to talk to.
Very much so,
Right?
yes.
Yes, thank you very much.
You're a
505.
tech-savvy realtor. Damn it, I fucked it up. You're tech-savvy realtor.
Speedy on the field and in life.
Yes. Okay, just to update the pick'em challenge that we have with the panel here. Kathy went 1-2. Cougar went 2-1.
Yippee.
Ben went 2-1.
Nope. Boo.
I went 1-2. Matt went 1-2.
Oh, really?
All right,
Yeah,
Cougar.
it's
My
on.
boy.
I figured I was just going to be wrong across the board.
All right, so we're gonna move into week 2 predictions.
All right.
Here we go. 5 o'clock, YSC 1. Free State versus Corksuckers. Rob Z.
I think Free State has been improving noticeably over the past couple of years. They are on the up. They're getting a lot of speed. They're getting their defense down. Even though Corksuckers had a shutout last week, I think that Free State will overcome on this. I'm picking Free State.
Cool. Ben.
I didn't break. I screwed up my thumb trying to catch one of Sanchez's pop-ups a couple weeks ago. I feel like that was an omen of good things to come for them. I think this game is probably for who's going to contend for first and second against Lion. And I think I'll go with Free State here too. They just look like they have it put together right now.
Cool. Yeah, I agree. I think Free State, I've seen them. They can mash. They can run really fast. And although Corksuckers got pretty good defense there, I don't see how they can keep Free State at bay. I say Free State by 7.
Yeah.
Yep.
Free State big. So yeah, Matt.
Oh, I'm just gonna say Corksuckers to be contrary then.
Nick.
I'm going to go with Free State.
All right.
I might add though, if it was a dance competition at the replay after the games, Dion Corksuckers would win. Going away.
They have it on lock.
Yeah.
7 o'clock game, YSC 1, Matadores versus Liberty Hall. Z, you want to start us off?
Sure thing. I think that even though both of these teams can play a good game, cue to you, CJ, for kind of putting a whooping down on Matadores. I think they will recover from that appropriately and learn what to do a little bit better on defense, a little bit more communication. I'm going to go with Mats on this.
Cool. Ben?
Yeah, I'll parrot Rob's sentiments. About the same.
Yep.
Santos was very gracious in defeat, but I think he's pissed.
Yeah.
Which remains to be how was Liberty Hall after this walk-off loss to the Ghost, whether the hangover continues. And unfortunately, not take on a really ticked-off team like Los Matadores getting embarrassed in the game of the week. So, Los Matadores by 13.
Whoa.
Yep. Whoa. It's not good for Liberty Hall. They're a fun team, but they're in the...
Kustradamus.
Yeah, it's not good.
All right, I'm going to take Matadores. I think they'll win by 6 or 7. Matt?
I'll do Matt's as well. I'm not going to do a spread, though.
I think that the game of the week was indicative of not how bad Matadors are, but how good Wildman is. And I think that the Matadors are good, too, and they're going to clean up in this game, too.
Yeah.
Cool.
Are you going to let us know when we're doing the actual pick'em games, or are we just going to do it blindly?
No, I'm going to tell you beforehand.
All right, good.
Yeah. I've already picked them out. YSC 2, 5 o'clock. This is the first game of the Pick'em Challenge. Rockets versus Ghosts. We'll start over here with Nick.
Do I get to pick for Kathy?
No, I already have her picks.
Oh, damn.
Speaking of which, where is Kathy?
Oh, my goodness. Kathy is at the Insane Clown Posse concert right now. Woo! She is jugletting it up.
She's down with the clown till she's dead in the ground?
Yeah. By all accounts, she should be having her face painted. But let's hope Snapchat is our friend and confirms it.
Does Jazz House have 2 liters of Faygo?
Yeah.
I always wonder why she asked me to order a drink and start with my dick.
She was listening to Miracles all day today.
Magnets.
Nick.
I think Rockets are going to be pretty good this season.
Yeah.
My accountant's on the team that got picked up, and he's a pretty big, beefy guy.
I'm going to say Ghosts. I think they can take them. Rockets have lost a lot of players.
Yeah, they have. Kathy picked Rockets. I will echo that sentiment and pick Rockets as well. Cougar.
I think Matthew's been paying a lot of shots today losing this pick'em challenge, because I don't know what he's talking about. Look, for the Ghosts, great walk-off win against Liberty Hall. It's all a fun game. Now against a team like a Rockets, much tougher task. It'll be a closer game because Rockets has some losses, from the turnover from the previous season. I say Rockets by 5. So.
It's really hard to get a gauge on the Rockets after that first game because it looked like they could have won by more than they did. But at the same time, it's tough to say if a lot of those runs came in the first place because Leafy Greens were inexperienced. I don't know. I'll go with the Rockets too. I mean, I think the Ghosts are better this year, and I think maybe the Rockets are worse, but I'm not so sure that they are worse than the Ghosts yet.
Z.
Wow.
I guess I will echo Ben's sentiments in the opposite direction. I think perhaps the Rockets have some work to do with some new rooks, and the Ghosts are a little bit more veteran team, tried and true. It's all about that hot D, baby. And so I think if Ghosts can hold that hot D down, get that locked down, they can supplement that with their offense and maybe take them out. I'm going to say Ghosts 9-7.
Okay.
Ghosts do have nice D.
YSC 2, 7 o'clock. Red Lion versus Sacred Sword. We'll start with Rob Z.
I love my Sacred Sword peoples, but unfortunately, I think that they still have some rebuilding to do. Lion, of course, the perennial runner last year during the tournament. So I think Lion does not necessarily have this in the bag, but they can take it easy, rely on their standards of good defense, nice offense, hot legs, running and bunting. Gonna call Lion on this.
Hot legs.
Not to be mistaken for red legs.
Right. In recent years, this game seems to be trending, because it seems like we played them every year. It seems to be trending more towards blowout every year.
Yeah.
And just based on the first week scores alone, I think I had to go with Lion.
Homer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going Red Lion. Shutout.
Ooh,
Yep.
Cougar calling it here.
Calling it. Yep.
I'm letting it run in just to fuck with your shutout
That's
predictions.
fine. That's fine. That's fine. You bastard.
I got Lion big.
Yeah, I agree.
Nick?
You know, we didn't know what to do with Troy not on the team anymore about when we shotgun our beers and stuff, but I think we're going to put it together, and we're going to take down Mike Tiffany.
I was looking around like, why are we shotgunning in the third inning now to start?
All right, YSC Field 3, 5 o'clock. Homies versus Goats. Nick Lerner's Homies versus Goats.
Yeah.
We'll start with Nick.
You know, I'm proud of my homies.
Thanks, boss.
That was like the whitest thing I've ever heard. You know, guys, I'm proud of my homies.
Nick, you needed to say that with more of a Porteño accent.
Yeah.
I'm all fucking proud of my homies.
Okay,
Hell yeah, eh?
Now we're bordering.
No, I think the homies are going to win this one.
All right. Matt.
I'm going to say Goats, but I think it's actually going to be a closer game than, well, it depends on if Cougar melts down or not.
If. All right.
Okay.
When, exactly?
Can we do how many times is going to say damn it?
Well, it was only
at the
3
pool
last
now?
time.
How many times did they say damn it? Okay.
He's like, kick?
I'll say twice.
How many drinking games can we have for Cougar, really?
We can think of as
Damn
many
it.
as we want. Yeah. So you got.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to say
Your
Goats.
Goats?
I'm going to say Goats, but not by a ton.
Okay. All right. I'm going Goats as well. Goats by 5. Coug.
Here it
all
comes.
all this pressure and being picked to win by my boss here. Gosh.
This is like a performance review,
I
right?
know. I'm about to be axed after this. So, no, Goats. When I saw the score against Levy Frames, I'm really, really worried. I'm like, God damn it. So, we'll be competitive, and hopefully our new players, they get more swing at things, acclimate the game. Goats, I think it won't be a 3-2 walk-off win like last year in the game of the week. They'll win by 6. There.
You know you don't have to pick against your team, right? You can just abstain.
I don't like to abstain. Fuck that.
Ooh.
Smells like team
Ben.
spirit.
I think the homies are better than Cougar would have everybody believe, and I think the Goats are worse than Scott would have everybody believe. Yeah, I'll jump on Cougar's masculine back here and say it's going to be Goats by 6 or 7.
Okay. Z.
I actually think that between these two teams, there's been a couple additions, but I think the Goats have reorganized a little bit and got their shit on tight lock. I think they
Tight
have a
lock?
lot better defense. Yeah, I think they're the force to be reckoned with here in the low to mids, and as far as the rankings are when we go back to maybe 5 weeks from now. So I'm going to call Goats by 10.
I can see that.
I think the new Goat shirt should say tight lock on the back of them.
All right, YSC Field 3, 7 o'clock. Love Garden versus Merchants. Z.
I think that these two teams are going to be fairly well matched, but at the same time, I think we have picked up a few people, but we slimmed down our squad this year a little bit. as perhaps was alluded to on podcast of before.
I think cutting throats was the
Cutting throats was the exact
Cutting throats,
quote.
yeah, we was talking about
I think
that.
cutting
Matt loved
throats
that.
was a little taken out of context. I mean, when you have to, in all honesty,
you can't backtrack on killing people. Just
It's cutting the fat, slitting the throats.
Slitting the throats, there we go, yeah.
I think, honestly, that was a little bit taken out of context.
It's kind of hard to misinterpret, dude.
So the bodies are with the old record labels behind Love Garden. But in all honesty, as a captain, this was one of the hardest things I've ever had to do as a captain was slim down the squad a little bit and cut some people from the team. I've never had to deal with that before, especially with your friends. And so the exact quote was, "It felt like slitting throats because I felt like I was killing my friends." And I kind of was.
All right.
yeah, that's
Ben.
kind of out of context.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if you want to bring it up, it killed me. Like, that was the hardest thing I had to do as a captain ever. And I apologize for people and teammates and friends that comment might have hurt them. That's not exactly what it was supposed to come out as.
All right.
Anyway, I'm picking us.
Yes, I'm thinking this is the so it's the Merchants of Death versus your nice comments notwithstanding the Colombian necktie givers. so I think this could be a good game, but I'm gonna pick Love Garden mostly just because I think it'll piss Derek off.
Hey, shout out number 2, baby.
6-4, okay.
You really think you're going to score 4?
Oh. All right. It's what remains to be seen if, with you, Rob, is that, last season for your Love Garden, you mentioned before, it was an odd year.
It was an odd
And
year.
it really was an odd year. You had 17 people there, and
had far too many people.
And after that game, we bludgeoning of Sacred Sword, it unfortunately was all downhill. It was just, I don't know how to explain it there. So we'll see how it goes into the season and bounce back this season with a slim down roster. With that being said, against Merchants of Death, they're going to win by 8.
Are you comparing Merchants to Sacred Sword? Fuck you.
No, I am not. No, I am
All
not.
right. Love Garden, big.
Yeah, agreed.
Nick.
Love Garden.
All right. YSC Field 4, 5 o'clock, Kansas Tree Care versus Screamers. Nick.
Well, I don't want to call out the Screamers because then you get some meme on the Facebook page. I think I'm going to go with KTC on this one.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, KTC.
Yeah, Screamers won't sneak up on KTC. KTC by 13.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That seems kind of rough. I'll say KTC single digits.
Okay.
Somewhere between $1 and $9.
$1.
Oh, okay, there you go. So.
I'll also say KTC, but the defensive side of that depends on how much inebriated it's had cutting down trees.
All right. YSC 4, 7 o'clock, Leeway Franks versus Harpies. Nick.
I'm going with the Harpies. The young guy, Grant, this guy sounds like he's turning the team around, and I think he's going to whip you guys into shape. I think
He's going to keep hiring 20-year-olds to play on the team, so.
You can say hiring?
Hiring.
You guys
I mean
paying these
volunteering.
people?
What?
Is
Shut up.
this a cash deal or
Everybody drink.
barter system involved?
I feel pretty solid about a Harpies win this week. I really do.
Matt?
I definitely think I don't know if we'll beat Leeway Franks, but I think that we're even shaking the dust off, obviously, when we were playing against Chalmers. They're going to destroy us no matter what. But, we had some good plays. We've got some good younger players, and we've trimmed a lot. We've trimmed a lot of the fat and slit a lot of wrists. No.
Slitting wrists? Jesus.
I was just trying to paraphrase. No, I think it'll be fun either way. So.
I think it's going to be close, but I have leeway by 2.
It's a close game. Leeway by 3.
Damn it! I thought we were gonna get a pick from Cougar.
No, leeway by 3.
No.
So.
I don't think it's ever happened. I don't think you've ever picked us to win a game.
No, I don't think I have. Sorry. No, I have to pick maybe once. I don't know. Check the tape.
Yeah, I think it'll be close too. I'll go with the Harpies. I feel like people who make the food over the food.
Z.
I'm gonna go Harpies.
Yeah.
By 2.
All right.
Harpies by 2.
Holcomb left, 5 o'clock, which is game number 2 in our Pick'em Challenge. Woost at Rats.
Oh.
Z.
I think this is going to be actually a really good game. Both of them have re-squatted a little bit. They got some rooks, but as you do with a good captain, they learn fast. This is going to be a really close game. I am going to have to pick Roost 10-9, bottom of the 9th.
Wow.
Ben.
Boost, big time.
Ooh.
I still refuse to believe the Rats is a team until the postseason.
That has been their MO the last couple
Yeah.
of years.
That's true. Yeah.
Coog.
I think Woost by 7. I don't know. I saw them against. I know it's just against grandstand glass kickers. They look decent there. They look really good. So Rats. I don't know what to make of them. So by 7. So.
All right. Kathy picked Woost. I'm also going to pick Woost.
I am also going to pick Woost.
Wow, that is. Everyone on the panel picked Woost. So
Nick.
You didn't let me?
Wait for Nick.
No. Who's participating in the Pick'em Challenge?
Pick'em Challenge, yeah.
Picked
So.
Woost.
What do you got, Nick?
Have you guys ever seen Manda play? I mean, she is freaking good. She
Yeah.
knows
Yep.
the game.
Yeah.
We all know
She
how
is.
good Dan is. So I'm going to go with Woost.
All right.
Did you look at the scores from the first week games before you decided which ones were going to be in the pick'em for the second week?
I looked at, yeah.
Okay.
I didn't pick
Just
them until
making sure.
today. I waited until like 4 hours ago to pick them. 7 o'clock, Holcomb left. Where's my pitches versus Redlegs? Z.
Redlegs, obviously new team, but not new to kickball. They got several veterans and several picked from various squads. I think that they are definitely learning their new positions on a new team, but like that, it retires time and chemistry. At the same time, I think they have the defense and tenacity to take that, so I'm going Redlegs.
Cool. Ben.
Yeah, I like the way the Redlegs are put together. I know they're new and they probably are going to have some cohesion problems and probably drop when they shouldn't, but I think I'm going to ride them until they let me down.
Do you think it's poor leadership?
Absolutely.
I think it'll be a closer game than people think. Worth my pitches. You have someone like Vaughn, someone like Richie. You always be gonna have a decent shot.
Yeah.
I think it'll be a little bit closer. I think Redlegs only by about 5 because, again, even though they got talent, they're a newer team. We're a little more continuity with Where's My Pitches because obviously they're together more in a new team like Redlegs. So
I think Redlegs has better offense, so I'm going to take Redlegs by 4.
Yeah.
Matt.
I'm going to take Redlegs, but not, like by 4 or 5.
Yeah. Okay. Nick?
Red Legs, all the way.
All right. Holcomb right, 5 o'clock, Grandstand versus Brew Ballers. Z.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
This is an interesting one. I'm actually going to go with Grandstand here. I think they're going to break out a little bit and take care of business.
Cool. Ben.
Yeah, I think you have to go against a team that got shut out the first week, right?
Yeah.
You would hope.
Yeah.
You would
I'll go
think.
with Grandstand too.
All right.
I think it'll be a high-scoring affair because whenever you have teams that are kind of like lower tier, that seem like defense basically out the window. So this might go in the high teens as far as each of them scoring runs. With that being said, I think it's going to be something like Grandstand 19, Brew Ballers 16.
Okay.
So
I got Lawler's Law in this. First team to get to 10 wins, and I think it's going to be Brew Ballers.
yeah, 10 runs.
I would agree with that, the first team to get to 10 wins, but I'm going to go with Grandstand.
Okay.
I think Brew Ballers just doesn't seem to care.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just nothing against them as athletes or anything, but they just don't seem to have, they're not even that interested to be here.
Yeah.
I think you might be underestimating their ability to care when they're in a game, though.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nick.
Yeah, I'll go with Brew Ballers.
Okay.
All right. Wow.
All right. Holcomb Wright, 7 o'clock. Jazz House against Happy Shirt.
Wow.
Nick.
That's a tough one. I think that, I don't know, Jazz House was scaring Redlegs at the beginning of the game, and I heard Finley yelling at his team from the one field over. And I think that, Happy Shirt's going to win, but hopefully not by that much.
All right. Matt.
Want to say thank you to Jazz House for letting us record the podcast here.
Yeah.
But I don't think they can stop the juggernaut.
Nah.
I think Happy Shirt.
Yeah, same. Happy Shirt, pretty big.
Happy Shirt by 11.
Okay. Still respectable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ben.
I mirror Matt's sentiments. Thank you, Jazz House. Best podcast host bar in town. By a mile. And although the sentimental favorite, I think you have to go with the shirt here.
Yep. Z.
Thank you, Jazzy, again. Given...
Jazzy.
Jazzy?
Yeah, Jazz House.
DJ Jazzy Jazz House?
Jazzy Chef, yeah, exactly.
Given that Happy Shirt had perhaps a little unexpected trouble last week, I think you guys might give him a little bit of a fight, but I'm unfortunately going to have to go with Happy Shirt.
Okay. Let's see where we at.
Holcomb Gold.
Holcomb
5
Gold,
o'clock.
5 o'clock. Bad News Bagels versus Repetition Coffee.
Wow.
Nick.
Whoa.
Now, if you had asked us the same question last week,
I haven't seen Repetition Coffee play at all, but I've seen the Bagels play, and I'm going to go with Repetition Coffee.
Wow.
Wow, that's a vote of confidence.
I gotta say, of these, I gotta go with the Bagels on this, just because, at least to a certain degree, Ben knows the game, and Repetition's just like brand new. So, but yeah, I'd say Bagels by like 2.
I'm going to go Bagels and extras.
Bagels and what?
Extra
innings.
innings.
Really?
Yeah.
Extra schmear.
Extra, yeah.
Extra
yeah,
schmear.
That's funny. That was good.
Dad joke.
I'm not ready to give a Repetition, a win this early in their, existence. The KVK.
Yeah, it might go to their heads.
Yeah. So, Bagels, even though basically they're seems like a shell of themselves, this new team, and try to figure it out. Bagels by 1.
Okay. Ben.
Yeah, I think this would be a really close game.
Yeah.
Or not.
Well, those are the 2 kinds of games we have.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, here's the way I look at it. Yeah, the Bagels looked a lot worse than they did last year, but they do have good athletes on that team. There's definitely going to be some switching of positions in this game as compared to last week, and it's not like the runs that they scored against Lyon were a fluke. I mean, they legitimately got people on base and were able to advance them during the game, whereas Repetition couldn't really string together more than one kick. I mean, your defense can get better, but if you can't get more than one person on base at a time, you're never going to win. No. So I think you got to go with the Bagels.
Okay. See.
I'm going to call this the breakfast challenge. I normally love my coffee first and only, and then perhaps I'll have a bagel. But I think this time the bagels might trump the opposite. I'm just going to have to go with the veteran team here. Repetition, however new to the league, has some learning curve to catch up on, and Bagel's been around for a little bit, so I'm going to go Bagels by 4.
Cool. All right, Holcomb Gold, 7 o'clock. 3rd game in the Pick'em Challenge. Channel 6 versus Hertz Donut.
This is a big game.
This is huge.
Z started off.
All right. This is a big game. I can't believe this game got scheduled for week 2, shaking up the cobwebs a little bit for both teams on week 1, but not so much. We got a lot of veteran players and a lot of people knowing how to hustle, take extra bases. They both got speed, they got tenacity, they got the offense and the shutdown defense.
And
This
both
is going to
were
be
impressive in game 1.
It's going to be a
week
really
1, too.
fucking close game. I have not seen D-Hole's kick this year, though I've been a part of that squad before on charity tourneys, so I know what they bring on the rep. I have seen a little bit of the Channel 6 game. They might be a little bit slighted from last year's tournament happenings. We'll just call it that. But I think that both of these teams come to play and come to win. And at the end, I'm going to go actually with the grit and determination of the Donuts. Another breakfast call right here, baby. D-Holes by 3.
This just in, Channel 6 is missing Isaac at this game. Does that mean anything to anybody?
Yeah, it does. It's huge.
Okay.
He's a really good player. He's a really good player. So.
All right, with that information, Ben.
Yeah. I'm kind of pissed about this because it's not at the same fields we're at, so I have to wait like a half hour after we're done to find out who won. Although, I don't know, maybe somebody can post it on Facebook for me. Whatever. That's tough, man. I mean, seems like Channel 6 picked up right where they left off last year.
Yeah.
And they, no bones, had the talent to go all the way last year. But I think the Donuts are on a mission here. And while they might not be mad, I think they're methodical. So I'm going to go with the Donuts by 2.
Hell yeah.
I think it was a game 2 years ago that Alex Tomlin of the D-Holes noted to me that they played 2 years ago, and they had like 4 errors the first inning and basically scored, 7 runs, something like that, or like that. And it was basically over. Like, it was 11-4 the final. Well, should have been, could have been. Yeah, well, oh well.
That's a lot of shitty bets.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Anyways, it's the thing with the Hearthstone D-Holes. They've been really good. The upswing these past few years. They have yet to have this like signature win yet for Hearthstone D-Holes, and this is their prime opportunity against Channel 6, who is one of the more athletic teams of the. Definitely had the best core of females in the league, and as far as athletic wise, not even close. It's gonna be tough without Isaac. That's true for Channel 6. Until proven otherwise, with the Hearthstone D-Holes, they can go over the hump, that signature win. I'm going to Channel 6 by 2. Yeah.
This is the not game of the week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you can be there,
yeah, I would love
watch
to be there.
that game.
Absolutely.
Kathy picked D-Holes. I have no freaking clue who to pick. I've already scratched out and erased like 3 picks. So fuck it. I'm going Channel 6 by 1.
Yeah.
I'm going D-Holes all the way.
Okay. Yeah.
Cougs, I got to disagree with you. I think that the D-Holes have a signature win in the first half of the season almost every year, it seems like. And they make that upset and get to that level of play and the rank play where they might not be there, and then they get destroyed in the second half of the season. I think this might be their win of this first half of the season this year.
It's the danger of peaking early.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Holcomb Red, 5 o'clock.
That's the premature.
I didn't even go there.
Philosophy.
You went there.
Holcomb Red, 5 o'clock. Leafy Greens versus Wild Man.
All right. Are you guys going to be cool?
Do we have to pick this game?
Are you going to
Shut
be cool?
out.
Yeah.
I'm calling it.
I'm only playing on defense once.
Okay.
So it's agreed that we're going to lose?
I'm calling a shutout.
Leafy Greens by 26.
Are you guys going to be bunting like halfway through this game? Or?
We haven't really talked about that, but hopefully not.
I hope not.
All right, next game.
I think if you guys can be cool, then everybody will have a really good time and you'll win.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Wild
I'm
Man.
not really
run
expecting
rule.
you to be cool, but...
Run rule?
Run rule.
Is it like the game against Brew Ballers where it's like 30-2 and they quit in the 5th inning? Remember, like 4 years ago?
It was like 9 years ago.
9 years ago.
Yeah.
Was it that long ago?
Well,
I think it's that long.
2008.
8?
Yeah.
It was like
So- and it was
30-2 and they just quit in the
36-1.
5th inning. I remember.
Yeah, they quit.
Do you guys have the discussion where you're like, we should stop bunting now? Or is this just Alpha Pro?
I think we'll have that discussion where it's just like, don't bunt, just kick away.
Yeah, only when they get to like 37.
Yeah, the only danger in this not being a run rule game is if you guys score so much and the innings are so long that you can't get it in within an hour.
Okay, next game.
Sorry, Leafy
Sorry,
Greens.
Beefy.
Yeah, you'll
Trust
get
me,
there.
when
Trust
we
me.
get, when we
You
get
feed
to the
us
back
well,
half of the
however.
season, it's a lot more fun.
Yeah. 7 o'clock, Das Boot versus Asteroid Head.
I
Has
think
this
this
always
is.
been like this, that it's spelled Asteroid Head?
I don't
Like
know.
it's
Vitalized by kombucha.
Vitalized. I think
Z.
that's going to be
Just
a.
a curiosity.
I think this is going to be a good game, given Boots' performance last week. I think they've been perhaps revitalized.
Nice.
And so I think that even though Asteroid Head has a good conglomeration of players, there's a lot of veterans on that squad. Also, Das Boot has come to play this year. This will be a very interesting match. I'm going to take Das Boot by 4.
Ben.
Boot by 12.
All right.
So we got beer versus
all?
beer
No,
versus.
just the
Yeah.
fact that like Z laid out this argument for having the game being close, and then you're just so matter of fact, and you're.
Well, yeah, we don't want to be here for
By
2
12.
hours.
Yeah.
All right.
So we got Das Boot beer versus Kambucha tea. I don't like tea, so I'm going Das Boot. Well, you don't like tea.
Is that
so.
it?
Yeah, but you like
That's
tea
the only
bad.
reason why.
Stop.
What? I don't like tea.
I don't like tea. I'm Asian.
I don't like tea.
I don't
The
like
letter
I'm
T?
Asian. No, just like the beverage tea.
Okay.
That's weird. So.
Like testosterone?
Just what? No.
They call it tea.
Tea?
Nobody? All right.
No.
That's
no.
big T.
No, I'm going Das Boot by 9.
Das Boot.
Boot. I don't know by how many.
Yeah.
Any of you seen Das Boot's new ladies? They're amazing.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
a professional soccer player. I mean, they are awesome. I think that Das Boot is going to clean up.
All right. Hobbs, 7 o'clock. Johnny's versus Posh Wash.
Uh-oh.
Nick Lerner,
Grudge
who
match.
you got?
What were the teams?
Johnny's and Posh Wash.
Grudge match.
Ooh.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't even know who is. Johnny's a new team?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Austin's team right here.
We got Austin Wagner's new team, yeah.
Grudge match.
I'm going to have to go with Poswash for you.
I'm going to go with Johnny's. I think they got something to prove after. Because then they lose to last week.
Johnny's, yeah.
They lost to Screamers.
They lost
yeah.
to Screamers. 8 to
The
4.
only week.
4. Yeah.
I got Johnny's.
This is a grudge match. Austin Wagner versus his old team. I don't know if there'll be a bounty on Austin Wagner's head. I hope there is, so I can watch it. Oh, damn it. Okay.
There's
Could
there are
shave your
plenty
head.
of things to
You shave your head. There you go. There you go. So, although they're trying to get this stuff together there, I'm going Posh Wash by 5. Sorry, Austin. Of course I'm lame.
All right. Ben.
Aaron tried to convince me last week that they were going to win this game, and I haven't had a chance to talk to Austin about it. Plus, well, come on up then. Plus,
come on up.
Plus,
The
Johnny's
mic
let
right
us down
here.
last week.
Austin, captain of
We
Johnny's.
missed you last week, Austin.
Yes. Speak about your missing
What's up, Ben?
players.
Hey, what's up?
Missing players last week.
Let's wrap.
I'm not going to talk about my missing players because the Screamers beat us straight up. But I will tell you that it's my birthday this Sunday,
Oh.
and it's my first game as captain, and I'm going to be there. I was
So you're
there
saying
last
Posh
week.
Wash is going to win?
I might be too drunk to actually show up for the game.
I don't know if you can expect.
That's
a
some
birthday
fucking
present from the
leadership
team that
right
you
there,
defend.
buddy.
No, in all fairness, I love Posh Wash. It's going to be a super fun game. If you're not watching the other game of the week that he told you to go to, you should come watch at Hobbs. We had a big learning curve last week.
It was Leafy Greens and Wild
We-
Man.
That's
we're
just
gonna-
mean.
I would predict that it's going to be a super good game. I played for these guys last year. They're not good at advancing runners, and they're going to make that mistake against us, and we're probably going to win by 2.
Ooh, I like it.
No Pete Rose guarantee here, but we'll probably win. I'm just saying.
All right.
All right.
Fair enough.
Thank you, Austin.
I guess I'll go with the puppies instead of the team that let me
Yeah, I
down
know.
last week. But you know, all of your comments are well taken.
All right. Z.
I think that this will actually be a big learning curve given both teams' first week's games. I think it really depends on who evolves more, I guess, in this division. However, Johnny's was missing people. Posh Wash has some learning to do, I guess, on how they're going to advance their offense. I think this is anybody's game, but I'm going to go for the underdog. It got called Johnny's 8-7.
Okay.
All right.
Close ass
All
game,
right.
though. Close ass game. Watch your ass.
I think that's going to do it for the Week 1 review. Jake, I wanted to get to your questions, but we got to cut it for time.
We still got Game of the Week.
We got Game of the Week? Oh, shit.
Oh, geez.
No one cares.
Who's driving this boat?
I don't know, man. A drunk captain. All right. Muddy Waters versus Mario Chalmers.
CJ's like, we picked my game.
Game
I'm done
of
with
the
this.
Somehow, CJ thinks Wildman's going to win this game, too.
Yeah. We still can. Lerner, what do you got?
I'm gonna go with Chalmers. They got it.
Yeah, I agree. They're still in good form.
I don't know, man. Like, I really want to pick Chalmers because I think they're a really, really good team. But I'm going crazy and going rogue here. I'm choosing Muddy Waters.
I said last week that Mario Chalmers was a nice team, right? Check the tape. I said
Yeah.
they're a nice team, and they are a nice team.
Yeah.
People, sir. But I picked the upset in the Amelia Earhart division that Muddy Waters was going to sneak in and steal the division. And guess what? I'm calling right now that Muddy Waters will win this game by 3 runs and steal the division from Amelia Earhart. And I'm going on the limb because they've imploded. That was their MO in the past. I get that against good teams. For some reason, I don't think they will implode. They'll steal this from Mario Chalmers. So
There goes my pick. Jesus. All right, Congrats, Chalmers.
This is kind of like the Donuts Channel 6 game, and that this might be for the division. going ahead.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
man, I don't know. I'll jump on Cougar's back again. I like it up there.
Odd.
Gross.
I mean, he saw Muddy Waters play, so I feel like he's just coming from a place of intelligence as much as he can. So I'll go with Muddy Waters
Sick
too.
burn, man.
I think this is going to be a much closer game than last week. Not hard to do, but I'll say Muddy Waters by 1.
Okay. Yep. Zeke.
I think this will be a fairly competitive game, defined once again by the defense. Both teams have incredible veteranship. However, I do believe that in top 10 teams, which I think that both of these teams are going to be top 10 teams this year, I think Chalmers comes out ahead a little bit in that. So I'm calling Chalmers by 4.
Okay. All right.
Come back real quick. We are getting G-Train at the replay this week.
Okay.
So big time.
Speaking of replay, what happened?
I don't know if we want to get into it.
Okay.
I actually don't know what happened.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there's an actual investigation going on, or if the people that were involved want us to talk about it anyway.
Okay.
I do know that
there's 600 people looking for a scooter.
Yeah, and I do know that Chris from Jazz House posted online about it, and the person that was involved handled that situation about as well as I've ever seen anybody handle that kind of a situation.
Okay.
So my hat's off to him, and I hope he feels much better. But I think it's really it's as much as anything, it's let's make sure that we behave ourselves, because anytime the cops get called for any reason, we are in jeopardy of losing all of this.
Yes.
And we don't want that. So let's behave ourselves. Get your carpool to YSC since it's far away. Use that Uber coupon that Ben put online. And let's keep things chugging.
Cool.
All right.
I think we're going to bring this one to a close. So, Maestro, you want to hit the music?
I'm working on it.
All right.
Okay.
Well, since we have a little bit of time here, I want to give this is just going to be for anybody who's from New Mexico.
505.
505. Congrats, Seth Sanchez, for being the Blake Slaughterburger New Mexico Player of the Week.
All sick.
All sick, bro.
No disrespect, I prefer the old Mexico.
Bye-bye, guys.
All right. Happy kickball, everybody.